think I was telling you that this is the time of year that I start to find out that you guys have parents. Your parents start emailing me, and not to be a prick, but please take this in the best possible way. It's no surprise to me that all of a sudden I'm finding out that there's a parent, and the parent's like, what can they do now? Like, what can they do to pass the class now, to graduate now? And I was like, yeah, so you have a person who's waiting to the last minute to try to pass, just like you have a parent who's waiting to the last minute to reach out to me. I wonder if there's a correlation there. Of course, there almost always is. And then when I talk to parents oftentimes, I shouldn't say sometimes, it's oftentimes, I get the same kinds of things I would get from, like I would expect from like a 10th grader, not even a senior, but a 10th grader. Promises of, you know what, I talked to them, and now they know they better get their work done. Really? You talk to them, and now they know. Yeah, you know what, I talked to them. So give them the work, and they know right now that I took away their phone for all day yesterday. So now they know. Like, okay, so you took away a phone for a day, and now you think they know. And I wonder sometimes, do you really believe that? I don't think you do. I think you're hoping. And all I mean by that is because I get it, man. It's busy. Life is busy. And we oftentimes don't think that we have time to keep tabs on our kids. But I mean, that's kind of the task that we sign up for. Now, what's going on there? Well, there's a presumption, without even articulating it on the parent's part, that there's such a thing as being. In other words, an I am statement. Because that means, like, I don't have to get involved. I don't have to be super involved. I don't have to oversee. I don't have to supervise. Because the behavior is already ingrained. It isn't so much how a person shapes it. It's just ingrained. And then it gets really complicated. There's an old thinker, George Berkeley, who Berkeley University is named after. And he believed that there's no such thing as a physical world. That this physical world that we inhabit, like Socrates would talk about, doesn't really exist. It comes into being because we imagine it. So in other words, I imagined myself making a marker. And so because I imagined myself making this marker, it now appears to exist in the physical world. So it only exists because I perceive it. I now drop it. I meant to put it on top of the podium, but I drop it and I leave it there. It exists there only because it exists in my memory and y'all's memory. If right now a rock came down and killed us all, then it would cease to be perceived by the physical world. Now, before we sit there and go, that's stupid, understand, they named a university after him. So this is not like some flippant idea. And that's one of the difficult things with philosophy I can talk about, is that you'll have these kinds of ideas that to many people just seem like whatever. And by the way, there are philosophical ideas I look at and go, whatever, doesn't matter, because I believe philosophy should be practical. It should do something. It shouldn't just be, wow. You know, it has to do something in the real world. It has to shape us. But in that case there, the marker is not a function of being, it's a function of doing. I'm doing a thing by perceiving my production of it, and you're all doing a thing by perceiving it and incorporating it into this image of a physical world. Now, if you take those things seriously, then there are really deep implications for it. But you're going to notice that a lot of it has to do with, if there's a sense of being, what I'm getting at is that should affect how you treat people. Because I understand that, like I've said, you guys have never seen me you guys never seen me angry. You never seen me upset. The closest you're going to see me to being in a really bad mood is today. I'm sick. And it's not even COVID. So I can't even spread COVID. It's just a cold. But this is the closest you're going to see to me being in a really bad mood. Do I seem like I'm in a bad mood? It's not y'all's fault it's not y'all's fault. It's nobody's fault. I'm not going to come in here, shut up. We haven't said anything yet. I can hear you breathing. It's nobody's fault that I feel that way, so you go out of your way to go to do the opposite. I recognize that a lot of times our behavior is not our fault necessarily. It's like, but it's your fault that you did this one thing. Yeah, but did you do it, or is it part of being? Did you make a mistake? Just screw it up. You know, it's like, yeah, but you know if you're late. Yeah, but was it a function of being or doing? In other words, what sense does it make to be upset about it? It's part of who you are as a character. Hopefully it changes. Have any of you ever been changed because a person yelled at you for being late? Have you ever changed because a person yelled at you for something that you are? You know, maybe something that you do, but not something that you are. Like if you guys are shy, you know the best way to overcome that is? Stop being shy. If you're angry, calm down. By the way, that's a really good thing to do. When you see somebody who's really angry, tell them, calm down. It always works, right guys? That's like grabbing a cat by the tail and swinging it. Just calm down, relax. You're being emotional. That works too. Just tell them they're being emotional. Why is a person being emotional? It's built into the sentence. Being. That's what a person is. So that kind of suggests that it's not, it's a function of this personality thing that's imbued in us. It isn't something that you learned. And then sometimes we feel completely conflicted in life because the thing that we are is contrary to the thing that we do or we're expected to do. So, way to ask that question, Selena, 20 minutes later. Yeah.